Next is Angela. And Angela, I could honestly not be more proud of you for kind of pouring your heart out into what you're doing this week. Y'all, if you have not read this, it is so good. So good. It's so personal that, it brings you in. And Angela, I think that is one of your strengths, your ability to bring the viewer in to your work. And so I would recommend, when you are preparing your final portfolio, think about, everything that you meant by that and sharing it with your viewer. And I think that will be super appealing to your viewer. It's super appealing to me. So we're going to look at your photos in your folder and your edits, and they're so good. Okay, so that said, let's just take a deep dive into your folder. And this, my friends, is Paige. Paige, I almost feel like I know you. I feel like you're in my class, and I'm guessing 4th grade. Now that I know a little bit more, and that so works. I love your style. I love your lip gloss. I feel like we're like hair pals because I have that same kind of, wavy, thick hair. Had it all my life. And the shine in your eyes is so precious. I've also worn glasses since I was 7. So, I feel you in a lot of ways. This is lovely. And then this one, is a little brighter, a little bit more attitude. Body language. Even though arms crossed here, the facial expression is a little bit more open. This one, she's got a little bit of attitude, like, the lip up, but also lovely. And I love how she's experimenting with angles of her face here. And there we have a close-up. And very shallow depth of field. Do you notice, everyone, how we've just got this kind of slice, this kind of very shallow plane. And I'm thinking that Angela probably did some editing here to kind of blur out everything but her face and hair. That's my thought. This photo is totally epic. I am in love with the way you framed this, Angela. It's just gorgeous. I mean, seriously, I would print this. Definitely print this and hang it. This one feels a little bit awkward to me, but still very representative of Paige's personality and her dance style. This one is so bold and positive and showing your confidence and your strength. And I can't even imagine being 9 years old and having that. It says a lot about where you're going to go. This one again is a little bit awkward, but again, it says a lot about your personality. So I think that this is a wonderful, wonderful shoot. We're going to take a look at your contact sheet, Angela. Okay, so here we get to look at the full. Alrighty, so next we've got Ellis and his wonderful group of friends that we get to see, some candid shots, and that's always so fun. So this is his first edit. For me, Ellis, this particular image, I would bring it in way closer, just to capitalize on the portraits in the scene. I don't know if the background is very important to you. I mean, I think I see board games in the background, and so maybe that's like one of your favorite things about going to the store. So perhaps you could keep some of that detail in there and crop it, and then maybe even straighten out this background. So for me, that would be, you know, the editing that I would do. This image is one of my favorites, as I've shared. So, you know, the gang walking out, framed by the doorway. I think everything is nice and straight. Looks good. This looks like, is this a fancy Walmart? Is this one of those hometown Walmarts? Because usually you don't see this wooden, it's like a sensor, right? You only see that at like places like Barnes and Noble and bookstores and higher end kind of places. But yeah, I think this is all good. I like the detail of the cars. I like the interaction between the guys. So this one is perfect. This one also I really like. I like the expressions. They're funny. The outfits are great. The only thing I would do here is straighten in Photoshop. So you could either straighten this vertical. So let me know, Ellis, if you're not sure what I mean. So what you do is you go in and click on the crop tool in Photoshop, and then you click on the little level, which is right about here, up near the top, and then you just click and drag on a line, whether it's vertical or horizontal, and it will automatically boop straighten it for you. So I would recommend that for this image. This one is really cool. I do think that, I mean, I love his hair so much. I do think that if it were me, I would select the subject. So that would be go up to select and then subject. And you'll get the little dotted ants, the dotted line around your subject. And I would go to filter, camera raw filter, and then I would go to the clarity slider and just make him a little clearer. And then with the background in Photoshop, I would blur that out a little bit. This for me is a little too clear. This is okay. So, and I don't want to lose all of his hair, so I think, you know, blurring this out is really important. And then this one, I know this is Thomas. With Thomas, I think it's a great portrait. I would also select Thomas and as the subject, and then I would blur out this background a lot more, so we don't have this competition. You know, this is these letters, you know, we want to read that. What is it? Oh, okay. And it's taking our attention away from Thomas. Same here. I would totally select the subject. So it's just select, open in Photoshop, select, and then scroll down to subject. And then you can do what you want with the subject, and you can go to the background, you know. Let me just show you that real quick. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about. So we want to zoom in. And then I'm going to go up to Select, Subject. And it takes a second, but we're going to get some little marching ants. You see the little marching ants? That's what we call that. And now that we've got that selected, we can go to Filter, Camera Raw Filter, the best, and we can increase the clarity. So you don't want to go too far because then you're going to get some noise or distortion or something crazy, but the clarity looks great. You could also play with other things like, do you want to increase the exposure? Perhaps. Do you want to add vibrance? Whatever you're thinking. And then OK. And then I'm going to go back up to Select, and I'm going to do Inverse. Okay, so now it has the background selected. So I'm going to go to Blur, and that's what this little droplet means, blur. And I'm going to increase my brush. Maybe it won't let me. Hold on. Okay, so the problem was I needed to double click on this layer, and if you double click, normally you get just a little thing where you can name it, and I just give it whatever the automatic name is, layer 0. Okay, so now I can edit that layer, and then I can go to my blur tool. I can make this blur tool brush as big as I want by right bracket. Okay, so right bracket, and now I can use that blur, and I can just go all around the subject and blur it as much as possible. And it's not going to affect my subject. So and I don't really mind, some of the signage. It just shows you where we are, but I would blur that out as much as possible. Okay, before you save it and as your final edit. Okay, so I'm not going to save that. It's up to you. And then this image as well, I would do the same thing. Take it into Photoshop, select your subject, make your subject as clear as possible with Camera Raw Filter, and then blur the heck out of this background. So we don't have competition. We want to see the subject, and you could also crop it vertically, because really the only areas that are distracting are these paint cans. So if it were vertical, that's perfectly well blurred. And then your silhouettes I like, and this one is pretty epic. I really love it. It's almost like these lights are like horns, and we got this incredible lighting. It's like a rim light, beautiful shine, beautiful colors, great, great, great. And same with this one. So this guy is pretty lucky that he got some epic portraits. All right, Ellis, otherwise beautiful work, and I look forward to seeing your edits. And next we're going to look into Joshua, and Joshua did some wonderful portraits. I'm so proud of you, Joshua. I mean, your friends look amazing. I really like the framing of the brick walls. Love the color. The color story is really good. This is fantastic. So what you've got here is you've got some Rembrandt lighting. So that means we've got lighting on one side of the face. The other side is shadowy. And usually what you get is like a little triangle of light on the cheek. So that's always a sign of success. And I love their color matching. It's so cute. This, you know, it feels really inclusive, and it's like a perfect crop. This is adorable too. And you know, one of the things that I'm really excited that you noticed is you didn't cut off any part of the body. So we can see your friends, you know, all the way down to his boots. You can see everything. And then this darling girl over here, she looks amazing. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So I can tell why your friend would be happy, because these guys look amazing. Oops. This is a really nice, soft, shadowy portrait. And I love the lights above them. And then that shallow depth of field where the background is kind of blurred, but also framing them at the same time. And we've got leading lines. So that is a lovely shot. And this is cute too. Their expressions, oh my goodness, so adorable. So through this series, we're really getting to know these two. You know, see their different expressions. Adorable. You did such a great job of directing them. And I love this too, walking away. The only thing that I feel is a little distracting with this one is, you know, that sign. And I would probably straighten this just ever so slightly just to, you know, get it to perfection. But other than that, I love the idea of this photo. And this is adorable. So flattering. And I love them next to this, you know, antique vehicle. You know, I guess they were going to get on a carriage ride. How romantic. And there they are. Oh, see, this I love. Just love. So sweet. We get all the textures and, you know, the quality of the fabrics and their accessories and their expressions. So yes, wonderful. And this one is a really excellent job of framing. Also, I noticed that even though that they're backlit, and when they're backlit, you know, the light is behind them, we've got a beautiful rim light around their hair and their figure, you know, their body, so that, you know, we've got just this, it's just gorgeous. And yet we've got enough light to have a great portrait. So this would be a backlit portrait. It's framed lovely. Super well done. I mean, I would say between you and your friends here to choose maybe the top 5. I think pretty much all of them are very good, so you could include all 10 really to just show how you do maybe a prom photo shoot, maybe for your final portfolio. This could be an example of prom photo shoot, right? So I think that showcases that talent really well. And then let's just look at your portfolio, I'm sorry, your contact sheet really quick. Okay, so this image is one of the ones that you chose. And then this one I don't think we did see. It's like an alternate take, but it's also very nice. I think, you know, because it's so personal, I think that I would talk to your models and see their favorites, as well as, you know, you can point out to them where you see successes. This one's very nice. I think I might crop it in a little bit closer, because just missing the feet is a little odd. So it's either like full body, or is it 3/4, you know, or is it up close face, or head and shoulders. But because I think, you know, their expressions are so cute. Such good models for you. And this one we looked at, very nicely done. And this is really nice. Gosh, your friend looks so happy. And then this one, I love that we can see, you know, it's a full body portrait. So this one is also very nice. This is lovely as well. Yeah, so nice. Such a good job with choosing locations. Okay, and that is a great close-up. That's one of my favorites. And then this one kind of showcases the background a little bit. This is fun. I think this is a little, you know, it's playful. And they both look great. This one, I think you've got better shots. I think you did choose the better shot of that. Yeah, this is so good. I wonder what that is. That little turquoise thing. Might want to clone stamp that out. It's a little distracting. These are funny. Very cute. That's sweet. This one, I think I might crop a little tighter. But remember, you know, we always have to keep the same aspect ratio. Okay, so there is that crop that I was looking for. So that's perfect. This one has, you know, a little bit of weird lighting to it, so I can see why you didn't choose that one. And I think we talked about that one. This is just so flattering. Definitely a good shot. Okay. All right, Joshua. Excellent work this week, and I'm so proud of you. All right, we're going to talk about our next person. Hey, so next up is Katie. Let's take a look at Katie's post. So I believe Katie was talking about doing senior portraits, and I think that's awesome. So she's already got a gig going on. Hold on. Okay, so she's sharing some senior pictures that she did a couple weeks ago. And she enjoys doing that because she can control a lot of things. Alright, so let's take a look at her images in her folder. Alright, and here we go. So obviously we've got a beautiful girl here, beautiful hair. I like the framing of this portrait. I would probably, to edit it, I would probably select the subject, just like we did with Ellis, and increase the clarity on the subject and then blur out the background because it is a little distracting here. And then this one I really like. I really like these leading lines and her arms and, you know, what she's doing. That's really sweet. I think this girl is going to look back on her senior portraits and go, I was so skinny, you know, after she has children and gets older and everything. So lovely, lovely. I love how her hair color is echoed in the colors of the bricks. So great work there. And this one is a different version of this photo. I kind of really like how she's surrounded by these interesting elements. I like the textures in this one. I like the shapes and the forms that surround her. So that one works for me. This one is kind of fun because, you know, we've got this car in the background and it's leading our eyes to our subject. And it's like a matching color story, so it's a nice profile shot. I like the colors. And then that's another version. And this one also employing the murals behind her, but also the colors. So I think the color story works out well with her. The only thing that I think is kind of odd, Katie, is that in not a single photo do we see her looking at us. So let's take a look at your contact sheet. Okay, so Katie, in this photo, we've got your model, your subject, looking at the camera. And I think that it's important to have at least one or two of those in order to do senior portraits. So I want you to think about that and think about which one of these that you're going to include. So I think this is lovely. And then I think we talked about some of these, and great. It looks like she's so relaxed and having fun. You guys must be good friends. That's really cute. I love that. So she's looking at the camera. We've got some nice background detail, but yet it works with the color story of her outfit. Yeah, I think that works. And there's another really good one where she's looking at the camera. So think about that when you're presenting. You know, say you want to sell your services for doing senior portraits. You're going to want to have some good images of the subject facing the camera. You know, the eyes are the window to the soul, as they say. So we've got to have those images. Yeah, I like both of these. Maybe this one more. And it's interesting to me that you chose different shots. And I have no problem with that. You know, I agree with all of the shots that you chose, but I do think you have to include, I would say 2 or 3 of your subject looking at the camera to make this a complete series. So very nice, and she was such a good model. That's pretty. I really like all the interest in the background in this shot. And I love how you're paying attention to getting your whole subject in the frame. So that is really smart. This is a fun shot. You can tell she was enjoying herself. So I think that's important to showcase, you know, if you're selling your services. That is so cute. That's like a magazine photo right there. Really sweet. Great. Okay. I think that's it. Okay, Katie, I think you did an amazing job. Great job on your contact sheet, and just, you know, think about the things that I said, and hopefully you're gonna make this category an important one for you in your final portfolio. Hey Tatum! So I think I've got like 2 sets of images to look at for you this week, because you've got your initial photos for your intro. Okay, hold on one second. Yes, so we've got Unit 11 and 12. So let's take a look at Unit 11 first. And this one, let's look at it as a gallery. So this one was your depth of field shot. And I am just fine with you having some depth of field photos, but I think that they should be separate from your personal choice series. So I like that you've added these, and this is a lovely shallow depth of field. I think it's a nice composition. So that one is very good. And then this looks like it's from your phone, a screen cap. And I like it. I like that little pop of color there. So it's like a little pop of color in a black and white photo. But the only thing I'm concerned about is, where are you going to go with your aspect ratio? Now, here's where we get into what you really do. So what you really do is your pet portraits. And I love this image. I love the warm color of light. And your dog, this is Oscar, right? What a good model. What a great model he is. This is beautiful lighting. It's suggestive of the time of year. If you did a closer crop, then we wouldn't have to worry about this fitting into a certain time period. But that's up to you. I really like the whole image. I like the composition of it. I love the lighting. I love that kind of looking off into the distance face. Got a nice shine on the eyes, so great clarity where we need it. Leading lines. So this is a beautiful shot. And then this one is a little, I mean, it's of course really cute, but I think it's a little bit odd to me. It looks a little too yellow, maybe yellow greenish. So I would look back at your colors and maybe compare them to this one, which feels more natural. So if it were me, I would open this up in Photoshop and go to Hue Saturation, and then select the color yellow and bring that down a little. Select the color green, bring that down a little in saturation, and see what you come up with there. And then this edited photo, oh, well, I think this is the original. Oh, so cute. So it's just like this pup's nose alone got into that really shallow depth of field. So this is a real fun shot. And then I love this one too. So a little deeper. We've got a great expression, great composition. Love it. And then this one with the lights. Oh my goodness. So this is a big seller for if you're doing pet portraits as a category. This would bring people to your door. They're gonna want this. They're gonna want that, you know, rays of light and shine in the eyes and clarity and the blur. It's so good. I love it. And then this one, it almost feels like a different dog, but I do love the black and white. I love that little sweet Oscar is so comfy and, you know, kind of hiding all his fluffiness. And this one really cracks me up. Oh my goodness, those bright wide eyes. Awesome. Awesome. Great pet portrait, and I love the details in the background. Okay, so that said, you're going to have to look at your aspect ratio. Okay, so each one of these, say this one is like 3:5. You're going to have to crop the others to match that 3:5 aspect ratio if you're going to present these together as a series. Okay, so that was the beginning. Let's take a look at how it's evolved. And then we've got a new shot. Oh my goodness, hold on. So cute. And this one is really Christmassy. Oscar looks so surprised there. And I love the lighting. The lighting's really pretty. This one is like an epic model shot. I mean, I honestly want to know how old your dog is, because I kind of see some things going on with his eyes, but this is really beautiful. I mean, it's like a painting. This is sweet. So we're getting a holiday vibe here. I think I would probably straighten this vertical line in Photoshop if it were me. This one is perfectly straight, and I love that spiral, you know, of the lip-licking tongue. And then this one's edited to be even sharper. Really fun shot. And then that's the whole schlemiel. If I had to choose between the two, I would definitely go with this one for pet portraits. And then that is really just so sweet. So great edits this week, Tatum. I think that you chose an area that is important to you and you've been super successful with. So great job. Okay, hey Kira. So I guess your guys weren't too into modeling for you this week, and that's totally understandable. I could totally see that. But your cats, oh my goodness, they did an amazing job modeling for you. Look at this face. Super shallow depth of field. I mean, the depth in that eye alone is just incredible. And we got a great expression and profile. Great composition. Awesome. And then this one that you said was so far away, it almost feels like an old-timey photo to me because of that, that light vignette that you added. So I really like it. You know, that's like an editing skill that you could showcase in your pet portrait category. And then this is just beautiful. Just beautiful. So clear. I might go into Photoshop and kind of edit out, you know, with Clone Stamp. Go really close to the whisker and just get rid of those little, whatever that is that Sasuke was getting into, but everything else is just perfect. And this one, I like how you went black and white with the pop of color. So this one I think is also super successful, very nice composition. And wow, the detail in the eyes, super, super good. And I don't know how to pronounce this one's Takuru's name. I'm not sure. But great, great, great shallow depth of field, nice composition. And then this one, I feel like we need to turn it. Turn it, rotate it, you know, clockwise so it's a vertical. And I know that Takeru was climbing up on the counter here, but I just think that it would work a little bit better as a vertical. I may be wrong. And this one is so funny. Oh my gosh. Such a quizzical face. I want to turn my head to the side. Beautiful clarity in the foreground and lovely shallow depth of field. So straight. So impressive. Okay, this is really cute with the colors. I love the framing here. I love the super fast shutter speed that captured that water in motion. I love the bokeh. So this is a great shot too. And this is fun. I love how you call it imagination, because what is he thinking of? You know, it's almost like the head mirrors and the ears mirror the faucet here. But, you know, it's a lovely color story. And then this one with that curled tongue. So cute. Great portrait. The background for me is not the greatest. I might make this into a portrait mode if it were me. And then this one is also very nice. Maybe not as good as this one. I think this one is better only because we've got this mirroring here and we've got much more color. So just my thoughts. We're going to take a quick look at your contact sheet. So here we have a little Butter. And I think that's an awesome name for a cat, Butter. So cute. And I love how we don't really have any competition for Butter. but yet the stems of the pumpkins bring out his or her eyes. I love the faded background. This is kind of funny that we've got a drink cup over here and a drink over here, but it's a lovely photo. And then this one, I think is the, if not the same one, it's very similar to the one that you chose. And then this one is the color version of the one you made black and white. You know, I kind of like how the color in the background brings out the colors of, I think this is Sasuke's eyes. I think that that is very nice. And then this one is really funny to me. I love seeing the plants, the light rays. I guess Sasuke's, eyes are a little bit blurred, so maybe that's why you didn't choose that one, but it's very good otherwise. You got your cats begging. And we talked about that one. And this one too. That's fun. I wonder, that's super clear. I wonder if your cats are obsessed with getting a drink out of the faucet. So cute. So I'm guessing that your models this week did not do a lot of complaining like your models in previous weeks. Yeah, that's beautiful. This is just exceptional though. Love this. A little bit of complaining there. Yeah, sweet, sweet. And this one's actually very nice. I love the framing of the colors. I love the composition. Beautiful eyes. That one is just funny. Oh. No cat. That is a pretty plant. Such good models. Weren't they just amazing? Cats don't complain like guys do they? Cute. Oh, that's so pretty. See, I think that with an image like that, you could be selling your services as a horticulturalist. That's fun. Beautiful. Okay, I think this is the end of it. I do like the warm colors in the background of all your pumpkins and gourds, and then how they highlight and echo. I think that's Sasuke's eyes. That's just mommy. And then those are interesting too. So kind of showing off your cuttings. That's sweet. Okay, so excellent work, Kira. Excellent work. It's fun how we can make it no matter what happens, right?